Google Forms contains a variety of question types that can be used for different purposes. In this video, I will walk you through what they are and when you may want to use them. The first type of question is a text question, which is good for getting basic information, like your respondent's name, or for quick recall on tests, such as what a letter in a formula represents, or what a character's name is. I've decided that this sample form will be a start of the year student survey, so I'll begin by asking them what they want to be called. As you can see, I filled in the question itself under question title and provided further directions in the help text box. I selected my type of question, which is a text question, and I'm going to make it a required question that they have to answer, and I'm going to click Done. To add the next question, I simply click Add Item. Google automatically populates it with the same type of question I've just created, but if I want to change it to the next type, which is paragraph text, I simply click where it said text and choose paragraph text. Paragraph text questions are good for longer free responses. This type of question is helpful for asking short essay questions or giving survey participants space to ask questions, give comments, or to provide specific information to accompany a short answer or multiple choice response. For this sample survey, I've decided I want to learn a little bit more about my students, so I'm going to ask them to tell me 3 things about themselves that they would like me to know. For paragraph text questions, it's possible to set a minimum character count by going into advanced settings at the bottom of the question box and clicking data validation. You can say text minimum character count. I'm going to choose 30 because I don't want them to feel they have to write an essay on this survey. But if you really want students to write an essay for a test, for example, you can set a higher character count. I'm also going to make this a required question and then hit Done. To add my next question, I'm going to hit Add Item just like I did for the previous one, and it's going to be a multiple choice one. Multiple choice allows you to create a question and then display all of the possible answers at the same time. I chose to ask my students which elementary school they just graduated from, and I provided the 4 elementary schools that feed into Senate Middle School, but I'm also going to create a 5th option for Other in case they came from a different school, which will let them fill in the name of the school that they just came from. I have too many options here, so I'm going to go ahead and delete one of them, and I'm going to say that question is also required and click Done. The next type of question on the list is checkboxes, which allows you to create a question and display all of the provided answers. But people filling out the form can choose multiple answers for checkboxes, whereas with multiple choice they had to pick just one. So for my question, I'm going to ask students about their favorite topics in schools. I'm also going to create an Other box for this question so that students can fill in any subjects I may have forgotten. I'm going to scroll down. Oh, actually, for this one you can do advanced settings and you can choose a minimum number of subjects that they need to select, or a minimum number of boxes that they need to check. So I'm going to select that they have to pick at least 2. You can also choose to shuffle the option order, but I'm not going to choose to do that. I'm also going to make this a required question and then click Done. The next type of question allows you to choose from a list, which allows you to create a question and provide answers. But instead of displaying all of the answers at once, like multiple choice and checkboxes do, the user will need to scroll through possible answers, rather than see them all at the same time. As you can see, I will be asking my students in this question to choose a subject area in which they would like to improve. And I've only included the core content areas for this question. I am also making this a required question because I think goal setting is important, and then I'm going to click Done. The next item you can add is a scale question, which is good for being a thermometer to see, for example, how comfortable students are with a new topic or whether parents would be able and willing to chaperone class field trips during the day. For my scale question, I will ask students to rate how easy a time they will have settling in at their new school. Google gives you the option to label your rating scale, so I will choose 1 as it'll be really easy to settle in, for them to settle in, and 5 it will be very difficult for them to settle in, so that I can understand what their rating is and so that they can understand what it is I'm asking them. I'm also going to make this a required question, and then I'll hit done. The next type of question is a grid, which is similar to a rating, but allows you to ask them multiple questions at once. When you create a grid within a survey or test, you want all of the questions to use the same measurements. I put my questions in the horizontal rows of the grid, so my scale will be the column labels. Now that I've filled in the questions and the scale, I'm going to go ahead and, again, make it a required question and say it's done. And it'll display exactly what it is that's going to look like. And students will pick one answer in each row. And they should only have one answer for each column too. So each question is in a row, which is the horizontal ones, so they'll have one answer for each question, but all of their answers could be in the same column or their answers could be in all of the different columns. Now that we've covered what all of the questions look like as you're filling them out and creating them yourself, let's take a peek at the live form to see what they look like in the actual setup. As you're looking at your live form, if you see mistakes, this is a good chance to double check for those and fix them. And if you don't like the way something looks, it's a good opportunity to redo it before you send the survey out. That's all I've got for this video, but if you'd like to learn how to share the survey with others, check out my next video.